Good afternoon, everybody. Eddie the Block here, the Relic Extractors. Today I'm just going to do a quick little segment on just my stonewares. Most of these I got at either yard sales, estate sales, or barn sales. With the exception of a few that I either found on abandoned properties or I dug. I think there's actually only like one or two that I actually dug in this whole batch here. I'm not going to decipher which ones, but we're just going to go through a rundown here real quick of what you can find out there for a pretty reasonable price. And also just to let everybody know, a lot of these stencil jugs that you see on eBay are way overpriced to what they are actually worth. So be aware of overpaying for things that aren't, worth more than, they actually are. Or, you're not getting charged for, like, sometimes triple or quadruple of what they're actually worth. So the first one here is from Paterson, New Jersey. It's a Cooperativa Cilantana from Paterson. It's actually a 5-gallon Robinson Ransbottom. Actually came with an original wood cork. It's a little stuck in there right now, but it actually still smells like whiskey if you pull it out. Mariani Brothers from New York actually is with the Coco Mariani bottles that you see on eBay or people dig. It's also a 5-gallon Robinson Ransbottom. I got these very reasonable. This one I paid $60 for, along with a Sparklet Seltzer. I got a package deal on them for $80 total. And this one I paid $50 for. It did have a hole in it. I'm in the process of fixing right now. I got to sand this down right here. It had like a nickel size hole in it. This one here I got at a yard sale. Basically, a lady had a table set up, 4-gallon Robinson Ransbottom, and she wanted like 40 for it. I got it for 30. I knocked $10 off of that. All right, next we have Bada and Company. They also made soda and beer. Back during pre-prohibition. Relatively common. This too I actually got on a package deal for $60 plus a couple milk bottles and a couple other things. This one here was one that I dug. There's no markings on it. I'm putting it at about a 2.5 gallon. 2 to 2.5 gallon. It's not marked at all. The Lederer Brothers from Passaic, Robinson Ransbottom, 1 gallon. Is actually a chemical jug, and that's another thing. A lot of people get confused and think that every time you dig a jug it just had whiskey in it. They had everything in them, from syrup to chemicals to poisons to whatever in there, that they sold out of these larger, stoneware jugs. The branch water I just picked up at a yard sale last week, and the fern leaf pattern on the neck is, relevant to what I've seen in the dump that I dig up in New York State. I will put this one probably at around 1910 to 1920. And what branch water is actually the water that was used in the distilleries when they were making the whiskey, which could have come from a creek or a small branch of water that was trickled down into the still area. Then we have a nice little York pottery. I think the 2 is for a 2 quart, so that would be like a 1/2 gallon size, I would imagine. Bean pot, no lid. I got that for a steal for $2 at a little flea market. Next we have this was a mercury jug. I've actually had these in the past that were still full with the cork and wax seal over it, unused. This I got at a church rummage sale for 75 cents. And compare that onto eBay, where they go for anywhere between like $15 to $30, $35, you know, depending on the size of those. So, and then, you know, these are just some of my larger like storage jars or fruit jars. I'm assuming this is probably around a 2-gallon itself. And it's just a large fruit jar and no lid. Actually, if you guys, you know, are subscribed to Travis's Crick Digger channel, I dug one just like this last year, the first time he came up. Pretty much the same size. And this one has no damage. The one that I dug has some issues with the base, so this was just my security blanket into having it in case something happens to the other one. This one here is probably close to a gallon, maybe about, you know, 3 quarts, no lid. This one and the one here on the end I found in an abandoned house in an attic. Very good condition, you know, no issues really. And then this one here I got at a yard sale over in Vernon, New Jersey, up in Highland Lakes, with the lid, for $4. So things can be out there, you know. Just look around. Don't just use eBay or pay high price on online auctions, you know, for things that you know, you can get, you know, relatively easily and inexpensively if you just do a little bit more research and legwork. There's a great app out there called GarageSaleFinder.com, and you can actually punch in your area and put in keywords like antique bottles or collectibles, and it will populate yard sales or garage sales that actually have those items. So it narrows down your search and a lot of drive time into you know, what you're actually looking for without going to unnecessary places. So, you know, in the future, I'm going to be pulling out some other things as well. You know, do a segment on just my Stoneware beers and ginger beers, ink wells and stuff like that, you know, like master inks. And then we'll do other, you know, segments as well on just blob tops and hutches and bitters and stuff like that, as I go along here in between filming digs. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Please leave a comment. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know, and we'll see you on the next. Thanks everybody, and have a good day.